Hello everyone, this is Lisa with Grace and Old Paper. I come to you today for help. I really need help. This is my horse journal, as you can see. I knew this was going to be a big book. I want it to be a big book. I want this to be a fat, just big chunky journal. I see all these people on YouTube that come up with these crafty junk journals that have like interesting bits sticking out here and there, and it's just interesting to flip through. I want this to be an adventure when you look at it, to have flip downs and flip outs and all kinds of interesting things, and things poking out randomly. But my I guess OCD brain is like all trying to get everything all neat and tidy, and most of my brain doesn't want that, but the creative side of my brain does want that. So my brain's constantly at war here. I know that sounds stupid. I've talked to y'all before about mental health issues, and they're no laughing matter. They're serious stuff, and I really come to realize, some of the things that get to me and bother me, and right now my brain is at war with itself about this journal. So I need help. I need ideas. I'm watching YouTube video after YouTube video and people's flip through so I can get ideas, and I've made a long list of things, and then I come to put them in here and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm going to show you what I've got so far and see if any of y'all would care to comment and help this girl out a little bit. Some kind of ideas. One thing I want, this is what you're going to see when you open the book. This is my first page. This is fabric. I found this horse fabric, or my daughter found it for me, and it's just beautiful. I love this horse. And I decided to put it here because this had page numbers on it, this little bit I put on here, and it doesn't correspond to my book, and so I just thought I'd put this here. And I like it. So I'm good with this. My next dilemma is because I didn't put the fabric ruffle on the first page. It makes it a little more difficult to open the first page. So I've thought about doing tabs on the first page. These little fabric tabs. I love this fabric. And while it's technically not brown, it is kind of a wine color. I love the vintage look of it. So I thought about sewing little tabs on and have them, on front of each signature so that you could grab it and flip this page. I have went through, and the back of the front pages was all scrapbook paper, so it was white. And so I have done something different with every signature. This one has napkin, but I loved the burlap look of it with a little touch of floral on it. So that's that one. I'm going to run through and show you those real quick. This is the next one. It is a steno pad. You can see the top that I tea dyed. I love the kind of grungy look to it. I just had to trim them down just a little bit to fit in there. So that's the second one. The third one is tea dyed paper. The fourth one is, this is sewing pattern tissue. I even have a little bit of the pattern mark up there. Didn't mean to, but I did. This one is actually onion skin paper. And this one is, see what I talk about? Is a brown paper takeout bag, but I thought it looked really good with these horses. This last one is a little special to me, and I think it's adorable. I put it on my Instagram. But when I was visiting my daughter that lives in another state recently, I had taken a bunch of my crafting stuff, and my little 3-year-old grandson, he wanted to craft like Grandma. And, or sometimes he calls me Grandma, sometimes he calls me Gaga. Either way is fine. But he wanted to craft with me, so I helped him out. He picked out his own little bits of paper. He tore some of them. I helped him with the glue just a little bit. I'd put a little bit of glue on it, and he'd stick it where he wanted it. So I took photocopies of what he did. And this is one of his little collage pages. This is a photocopy of it. And this is the other one. This was the one he did first, so it had more to it. He got bored with the other. But I love it. I just love it. Absolutely love it. The randomness, it's just everywhere. I just love it. He picked out what he wanted, and that's what he wanted. But I think it looks fantastic. And I'll probably put something down here to cover up some of this white. But I love it. So that's the inside papers of those. So as you can see, everything's all ending up. As you can see, everything's ended up neat and tidy. It's all neat and tidy. And I keep looking at flip throughs, and I'm like, I don't want it like totally junk filled. You know what I mean? I want a good mixture between the crazy and the neat. Does that make sense? I drive myself crazy sometimes. So the only thing I've managed to come up with so far is one little flip out. Ta-da! That's all so far. And I just did this a few minutes ago. It's a little page out of Little House in the Big Woods with the horses going around and around. So I don't want this to be all everything horse. So I've got some other vintage things I'm going to put in. So I guess it's going to be a vintage / horse journal. I like my brown ribbon I did there to join those pages. So it's just, everything is just pages right now, just pages. And you know, I know I haven't started decorating it because I haven't put it in the book yet. I don't want to totally decorate it, but if I need to sew anything more, I want to know that before I put it together. And y'all know what that's like. I did go to the trouble of making a curved spine for what I thought would be the size for this book. And what I did was, and I've pressed these now, and so it makes a difference after you press them. Duh. But I had taken them and I kind of wiggled them and I laid them on my mat here, and I looked at the spacing and I was like, oh, if I want good space between these so that they lay flatter when I open it up, I'm going to need a 3-inch spine. And I'm okay with a 3-inch spine. So I made that curved 3-inch spine. Let me get it out of the trash because I have torn it off the book. I even had it on the book. Now I know it's in my trash somewhere. Oh, here it is. I had made that curved 3-inch spine and I had put it on the book, just like Miss Nancy showed me at Wishes and Weeds. But I hated it when I got it on there. I don't know why. I think maybe the curve was too big, because when I stood the pages in it, they would have sat in the book like this. And that is just way too much of a curve. So I'm actually thinking about doing a flattish spine now. Maybe even sewing the signatures externally like I've seen some of y'all do, but I really don't. I'd rather not. I'd rather have a hidden spine. So this book has been a journey for me. I did my first ever, page edge fabric ruffles, and I absolutely love the way that turned out because it's very vintage fabric. Came off of a pillowcase I had found at Junk Shop. And it's soft, 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 the way they used to make sheets. And it's just, when you run your hands across it, it just feels lovely. And then, the other signatures have this pretty little crocheted laces on them. So I'm good with all of that. I like the way this looks. I just want things. And I have made a list. I went through and watched videos. And look at my lists. Ignore my bad handwriting. But I have made lists, and my brain is still going, Ah! I wish this was where we had a online professor of junk journals that we could live chat with and say, hey, what can I do here? I know eventually I'll get it, but right now my brain is just stumped. I mean, do I keep going trying to add the sewn stuff in? Do I go ahead and make another spine and put it into a book, sew the signatures in? This was probably a bad day to work on it because my brain is just driving me a little cuckoo today. I don't know if any of y'all have anxieties and other issues. See, my brain's not even working today. But sometimes it does me really good to sit in here and just fiddle with stuff. Sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know which way to go with that. My desk is an utter mess. This is the clean section. And my desk is L-shaped. It goes that way, and then it turns. And my sewing machine's over there. And so I don't like, there's clutter over there too now, because when I try to get to finding things for this, for my journals, I end up with stuff. I pull stuff out from everywhere, and it's just a little crazy right now. So maybe I ought to just clean some of it up. Maybe it would help my overwhelmed brain. These are some of the things I've made, and y'all have seen some of these before. Little sack I'm going to put in somewhere. Made this little tag, custom seats. Made the Rolodex card. I love the Rolodex card and this index card. I have this, which I have not decorated yet. I got the postcard the other day. I have this. I can use it as a tuck or a pocket. This could be a flip item. Flip down, flip up, flip out, something. I imagine this will be a tuck. Same. I don't have these backed. These I thought were good tags. And I will probably attach some kind of lace tab or something at the tops. I have this folded. I want to include this little Riders of the Pony Express story. And I want to include it just as it is. I have backed it with plain tea-dyed paper. I've already got it folded and inked and everything. So I want to stick that in kind of as a tag. And I've made this one. So, I've got a few pieces made. And then I've got my little flowers. And I can make more of these to put in because I love the rusticness of them. Yeah. I get to watching videos of other people. And I get kind of intimidated. And I'm like, they come up with all this pretty stuff. I want to come up with all this pretty stuff. And I'm like, how do I do that? I have tea-dyed. I went out and tea-dyed some things the other day. Let me get this pulled out. This was pure white, and I have tea-dyed it. And to me, this screams horse. So I want to put this in somewhere too. But I know I've got to sew it. Or I guess I could glue it. But this is going to go somewhere in here because I just love it. I have, let me see, 2 different fabrics now that I'm considering for the inside spine. This one and this one. This is just a plain tea-dyed. It was white. I just tea-dyed it. And then this one, which has 2 different looks to it. If you look at it on this side, it's a little more white. If you look at it on this side, it's a little more cream. And I want it to go with this fabric, which is what I want to use for the spine. So I'm trying to determine which one of those too. Either one of them look really good with it. Kind of leaning toward this, but this matches so well. My OCD brain is going, use that one. It matches better. Anyway, I do love this. I love both of these, so I will Pick one eventually. Definitely going to use that somewhere. Help? Anybody got any ideas? I have went through, gosh, who all did I look at? Let me turn my iPad on here for just a minute. I have looked at Junie Desiree, I think that's her name. I have looked at, of course, Sunnyside Journals, Wishes and Weeds, Gail Augustinelli, Mary Scraps, I've looked at hers, Scrapbooking with Me, Roxy Creations, Johanna, The Paper Outpost, Corey Dahman, is that the name? I even looked at Dear Julie Julie. I've been all over the place, and I have been looking at these journals. Yvonne Preston. I got them all saved as my favorites, and I just keep watching these videos, and I think literally driving myself more and more crazy. Yeah. So what was the ones I looked at last night? Yeah, Sunnyside Journals. Well, I'm trying to find it. Let me look at my history. We'll get there. Roxy Creations. Yeah, I looked at, yeah, a daily journaling from Junie Desiree. I love the interactiveness of it. I love that. I watched one from Diane Hubert, Pretty Pink Cottage. It was called On Cherry Street. Loved that one too. Joyful Junk Journals. I watched Golden Book Christmas Journal. Junie Desiree has Faith Journals. And I just love, I want it to be interactive. I want it to be, so what do? Just go in and kind of, I guess I could go in and look at somebody's video and pause it and kind of replicate it in my own way. I guess I could do that. Do any of y'all ever struggle with your journals? Do you struggle with making them pretty and interesting? I don't want it to just be a dull journal. I just really don't. And I don't want it to be 100% horse. So I've got some, some vintage things I want to throw in. And I am just rambling. But anyway, let me do a kind of a quick flip through. You've already seen most of that one. This one, Signature 2, has this stuff. They all basically have the same kind of ish papers. Love the saddles on here. I mean, I've got different size papers. I'm good with the different size papers. I'm happy with that. But it needs to be more interactive. Right now, it's just flip, 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 flip. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to y'all? That's the same kind of stuff on the other side. See, sometimes it's hard to get that first page open. So, Pony Express Rider. This was the Jingle Jangle Jingle. Something by Spurs. All of the centers have this onion skin before it. Just that one. I'm not showing you the second half of the signature because it's the same thing as the first half. I wanted lots of journaling space in this book. But like I said, I also want it interactive and fun and a little quirky, interesting. That one is in upside down. I mean, totally upside down. Is anything else upside down? I don't think so. It's a nice thing when we catch that early, isn't it? Yes, look. That's upside down. Okay, I've got to go back and fix this one. I think all of it was upside down. Let me set that sideways. Oh, dear. Oh, me. Yeah. Love these saddles. Each signature has a piece of music. Love the fire horse. There's that one. Okay, this one's in right side up. That's good. See, I mean, I love the way it's looking so far. I think I'm just stumped on what part to do next, you know? And like I said, I watched a bunch of those really creative journals last night, and just kind of got myself bummed a little bit, I guess, because I'm not feeling particularly creative right now, and yet I want to be creative right now. I got spurs. So yeah. So that's my signatures. So if you have any ideas, please comment below. Fix that. If you have any ideas, comment below and help an old girl out here, who is, I mean, I've been doing this since, well, I started collecting stuff last September. Really didn't start working on one probably till December or so. But I feel like, I mean, I feel like I've learned a lot, but I struggle with it so hard. It's like every decision is difficult. And I second guess myself and third guess myself and on and on and on. One of these days, I want to be able to just sit down and do a junk journal and just enjoy every, I mean, I enjoy every process of it. I do. I enjoy every bit of it. But I wish my brain wouldn't beat me up about it. That would be the key thing. I think I'm definitely going to do those. So anyway, I'm done rambling for today. So I think I'm going to go with the flat spine, maybe just a tiniest, slightest curve to it if I can figure that out. Oh, this is another thing. I made that spine. Okay, so I've seen the lady said 3-inch spine, and then, oh, let me find it in this mess I have created. Oh, I have created a mess. What did I do with it? I probably threw it away too. No. Oh dear. Y'all give me a second here. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me see what I did with this thing. It should be right here. I'm talking about the inside spine. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, it said, 3-inch spine, inside, outside, whatever. Well, this is 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. 3-inch spine. I laid out my signatures the way I wanted them. I wanted a little bit bigger space. I know Miss Nancy and Miss Catherine usually do Wishes and Weeds and Sunnyside Journal usually do about a 1/4 inch apart. But I did mine a little bit more space because I want this to be a chunky journal, but I don't want it to be crammed in at the bottom. Make sense? Well, when I did this 3-inch spine and this 3-inch spine, you can't do that when it curves that much. It doesn't fit at all. So I would really need about 2 2 3/4 inches. But anyway, I'm not going to use that. So, oh dear. So, try again. Anyway, if you have any ideas, let me know. As for the rest of the day, may God bless you and keep you safe.